Good evening, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, the views, subscribes, the comments, generous donations in all forms, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us this evening. I love this bell. You know, the Most High, there's this saying that you can't get what you want until you get rid of what you don't want. Hey, sis. And that is so true this evening. The Most High wants you to know that whoever or whatever is toxic to you, hey, Addie, hey, Shaylin, it's time for you to let it go. If it's a person, it's time for you to let that person go. If it's a situation, whether it's gambling, whether it's spending frivolously, whether it's drinking too much, whether it's smoking too much weed, whatever it is, Spirit wants you to let that go, because that way Spirit can usher in something that you've only dreamt of. Bottom of the deck. Imagine. This is like dreaming, not dreaming, but dreaming big. This is like you praying to God. This is like you asking to be delivered. And this is like you right now. Spirit wants you to know to let go of that old so that you can get what you've been asking for. Hey, Lies Never Stuck. How are you? Hi, JR. Hey, Monty. Expect a message. This could be a message from somebody from your family, or this group, this tribe that you're associated with. They're coming to let you know that I feel like they are doing something independently. Hey, more Ariel, how are you? Hey, Melissa. Something that they've been trying over and over and over. Somebody finally got it right. Somebody finally, did it. It seemed like this was something that they felt like they was never going to be able to get rid of. Like it was just going to be a situation that repeated itself over and over and over. But that time is ended. It's just like it's divine timing. It's like this was the time that was always it was always going to happen, or it's about time. Somebody wants to mend something with you, because they realize the benefits in whatever it is, this purpose, this thing, or I feel like, this is God wanting you to mend a part of yourself. That God wants you to, because like I said, this is something that, if you didn't end it now, it would be, it would, like that never ending story, like almost like, if somebody drinks too much, they have to just stop drinking, period. They can no longer be a social drinker. They got to go to AA, or they have to, they can't just be a social drinker, because if they have one drink, they're going to fall off the wagon again. Spirit said it's time. It's time for this to happen. It's time for you to mend that part of yourself and understand that whatever you think that you need to do, you don't need to do it. You know, if somebody can't put the credit cards down, you don't actually need to go to the store and stay off the websites. Because what Spirit has for you is going to be so much better. This is something that we all dream of, the land of milk and honey. This is something that we all want to be, is blessed. Like I said, it's serendipity. It's that magical timing. It's that divine timing. And you're going to be so happy that you were able to put whatever it is aside, because you're actually going to feel more at peace, not just with yourself, but with the world. Hey, behaving goals. I feel like this is fate. Whatever's happening now, it was always meant to happen right now. It's just that, you needed to, Spirit needs you to know that whatever toxic energy is around you, trying to come back to you, it's time to put an end to it once and for all. With this, you can't be flexible. You can't say, well, I'll just entertain this one time, and then I'll just go back to being a staunch, staunchly opposed to. No, you cannot be flexible with this. It's either yes or it's no. You either on or you off. You either up or you're going to go down. You're either left or you're going to be right. This is something that you have to go by the book. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Hey, Ayana. See, it's like, this is almost like your invitation to, go sit on your throne at home. Like this is no place like home. It's almost like you're being called. You're being called home. But I don't want you to feel like it's a transition from you're transitioning out of this body going to, home, in the spirit world. Not that. It's just that I feel like you're elevating. You're feeling more confident within yourself. You're being able to see yourself sit on your spiritual throne. And you're ready. Something that you're waiting for, you're ready. I feel like this is the universe or the Most High giving you what you've been asking for. And you've been able to see the fake in others, the fake in whatever it was that you thought that you wanted, but now, almost like, let's just say that somebody, they haven't drank in 3 years, and then their friends want them to go out. And they go out with their friends, and they start drinking again. And then the next day they feel like shit. They can't eat right. Their stomach hurts. Their head hurts. They feel kind of groggy. They feel out of sorts. It's almost like that deep knowing that everything that it looks like it was going to be, it's not. It's time for you to be loyal to yourself. Confirmation. It's time for you to be loyal to yourself. And being loyal to yourself is being able to push yourself away from the table. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If that's somebody that you used to be, or somebody that you used to know, or something that you used to do, let it be just that. You used to, but you don't any longer. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. And now it's time for you to receive. You know, you have gone that distance. Spirit doesn't want you to give up now. You have the new life that you've always wanted. Spirit said, don't give up now. Don't fall off the wagon. Don't go back. Don't start again. Don't think that you're stronger than, because you know what? You will end up ruining it. Whatever gift, whatever blessing is around the way, you'll end up ruining it. And at that point, you know, you're going to realize that this was a test. This was a test. Don't fail it. Don't fuck it up. Decide that you are already happy. Decide that you don't need to go back to whatever that was or whoever that was. You don't need to. You like they say, when God saves you from your enemy, you don't go back to your enemy, do you? You know, somebody may be thinking, why are they still alone? Or why are they still feeling like, you know, it's just them against the world? You know, maybe, oh, why haven't they been blessed yet? Maybe this person is feeling like God has forgotten about them, but truly God has not forgotten. Nowhere close. It's just that God needed you to realize or to understand when it was time for you to get up from the table and to leave what was toxic, and for you to really understand and believe in their heart that something just was not, or someone just was not for you. Hey, Nancy. Now God can continue on the journey, continue you on the journey that was always set out for you. Now God can continue and provide you with the blessing that God has promised you. You've worked hard. You've worked hard on you. You've cleaned yourself up. You know, you've given to others like God has asked you to. And even if you didn't receive in return, it's just because God had something planned better for you. You worked with people and you tried to work with other people. You know, and it's like you worked, you know, it's like you worked with the people that you maybe didn't really feel comfortable working with or really didn't want to work with, but you worked through it. These were all tests. These were the tests that you had to pass. That's why you had to go through what you had to go through, the chaos and the conflict. Because these were all tests that you had to pass so God can make sure that you were ready to be elevated to the next level. God had to make sure that you were ready to be elevated to the next level. And you are. You're going step by step. You're building upon yourself the way that you should. You're not trying to cut corners. You're not trying to skip the line. You're not trying to serve yourself and step on someone else's shoulders just to get ahead. And the truth be told, not just God, but other people, other important people have been watching you. Hey, Malcolm. Everyone has noticed how much you've changed over the months, over the years. It's like you might look the same on the outside a little more weathered, but you're totally different on the inside. A lot more wisdom. And now it's time. It's time for you to be with somebody that you're meant to be with, whether this is in a working relationship, whether this is a romantic relationship, whether this is a family relationship, whether this is just meeting a good friend. It's time. I feel like both of you have come to the edge, have seen the greatness and the glory and the grace of God. Both of you have looked and understand and have made it past all of these obstacles. Confirmation. Hey, Patrick. And instead of sitting here trying to go around the mountain, you went straight through it. Both of you had to work out certain things that you needed to work out. Events, disappointments, unmet expectations from the past. And trust and believe God has had God's hand in this the entire way. Hey, Patrick. Nana. I don't know why I keep saying Patrick. Nana, I see now. Patricia. I did that yesterday or earlier this morning. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Trust and believe God has had God's hand in this the entire time. And now it's time for you to breathe, meditate. Now it's time for you to be able to rest. Hey, Roland. What's the message? Yeah. Something about something that, it just seemed like it was dragging on and on and on and on and on. It was like, whenever we make those bad choices in life, it seemed like that shit never end. It seemed like there's always something that wants to pull us back or a person that wants to pull us back. It just never wants to end. And it seemed like it didn't want to end before because it's something about somebody wasn't appreciating something. Somebody wasn't realizing how blessed they were. Somebody wasn't looking at how good they actually had it. It's like they were allowing these outside negative emotions to cloud their judgment. Instead of, putting their fears to the side, somebody was allowing fear to get the best of them. Hey, Queen Classic. What's the message, Spirit? It's like that person that maybe somebody, they bet on the horses or bet on the dogs or something like that. Or hell, just throw dice all the time. Go to the casino all the time. Somebody feels like, they're so bored and they can't think of anything else to do. So that's just, just there to fill their time when really it's just there to take their money. Okay. Are we still here? I see where a lot of people said spinning, 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 spinning. Hi, Beatrice. Thank you. All right. Yes, we are back. Yeah, it's like, Every time that you worked on you, that was how you were giving back to God. You know that right now there's a change that's coming. You know that the wind is blowing different. You already know it's time for you to leave wherever you're at so that you can go where you're needed. What's the message, Spirit? I'll take this one and this one. Spirit has better things planned for you. And whatever Spirit has planned for you, this is something that's going to, keep going round and round and round. This is something that how people somebody can be in a television show, and every time they get, they play reruns, then someone, they get money from each rerun that people see of them in that TV show. Or let's just say that somebody's selling some life insurance or insurance. And every time that customer renews that policy, then that person, the producer who sold that policy, they get money. It's something like that. Something that you're going to receive that you're not going to have to worry about, because it's going to be that residual that's always going to come in. Hey, Addie. Good. I'm glad. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah. But, somebody is needing to understand that everything that's like something, I feel like this has to do with how you're making your money. Or be careful of what you think is the blessing that's coming to you, because this could be, somebody that is, somebody might be looking for a job, a new position, a new career, and two of them open up at the same time. And so this person is interested in both of them, but one sounds like it's going to be a slower trek to the top of the mountain, and the other one sounds like, oh, they'll be there in a month and a half, or the money sounds better. Spirit wants you to stop and to think about what you're actually choosing, because even that is going to be a test. From here on out, every day, for you to ascend more, it's going to be a test. Remember that everything that shines and that's shiny and glitters is not gold. Everything that looks great and sounds great may not be great. It's like you're going to have to use your discernment each step of the way. And that's confirmation. Yes, use your discernment each step of the way. Bottom of the deck, 6 of coins, that giving and that receiving. Yeah, you have to be careful of who you think you're giving to, or who you're trying to give to, and what you're actually trying to receive, because all that glitters is not gold. One misstep could cost you. Understand that what Spirit is bringing to you is pure. Pure of heart, confirmation, and pure of expectations. Whatever this is, it has a lot of responsibility, but you can handle it. Spirit is bringing somebody to you. Somebody's coming to you that is also an earth angel that is going to be here to assist you. Whether this is a romantic relationship, whether this is a new working relationship, whether this is a new job, whether this is a new place to live. Whatever this is, Spirit is leading you and guiding you and directing your steps. At the same time, Spirit is leading, guiding, and directing someone else's steps to you. So your ships are coming in, the things that you've been praying for. Your prayers are being heard. This communication has taken a while to get here. It's taken a minute for it to come because there was preparation that was needed. But trust and believe, and there were things that someone needed to do. They needed to make sure that they were leaving this toxic shit behind. It was time for them to rest their mind and leave those toxic ways of toxic people, toxic thoughts behind. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yep, you're about to have what you've dreamed of, what you've always wanted, what you've asked for. You're about to have what you have asked for. Someone sees you as victorious. Someone sees you as a leader. I feel like someone sees you as if this is either you are leader of the pack, someone sees you as the perfect person to lead a team, but somebody sees you as a leader. Someone else that they had counted on before, they found out that person was investing in the wrong thing, wasn't grown up enough, and they got themselves in trouble. Maybe they showed themselves to be not as mature as someone thought that they were. And then this person was even stressing about, things that maybe this person had said themselves. But they realized that it was up to somebody to mature and not allow a group to sway them. They realized it was time that somebody needed to be independent in thought and not allow, like I said, a group to sway them. I feel like this person came to somebody's mind or attention, came to somebody's attention that somebody else could easily be bought. They could easily be bought. And that broke somebody's heart. Oh, that broke their heart. This is whenever somebody realized this person was just, all about their ego. They didn't care about hurting anyone else, harming anyone else. It was just all about their ego. And I feel like this is, something, like I said, this is something that you have dreamed of. This is somebody that, or something that you've dreamed of, because somebody's realizing that you are the perfect person to take that position, whether it's the Most High that always knew you was going to be the perfect person, but there's somebody here on the 3D that did not think that you would be the perfect person, but they are realizing this now. Hey, J. Mike. They're realizing this now. after some observation, after some contemplation. It's almost like, there's you work at a grocery store or something, and somebody was always seen as the one who needed to work the customer service desk, but the customers were always pissed whenever they left that desk. But yet you were a cashier, and the customers, instead of going to the customer service desk, they used to come and ask you because they knew that you would get shit done. This is when somebody's realized you were the person that needs to work at that customer service desk. You're the one who is being seen as the responsible, mature one. Somebody else is just being seen as sneaky, as secretive. It's not forthright. And this is why somebody had to replace them, either replace them, fire them, or leave them. And you were seen as the perfect person. I feel like you rule carrying a big stick, meaning that you're not an easy pushover. You're fair. You're kind. You're loyal. But you're not an easy pushover. Ain't nobody gonna push you around. You're gonna speak your piece. If it's a weasel, you're gonna let them know they're a weasel. If it's a clown, you're gonna let them know that they're a clown. If you disagree, you're gonna let them know you disagree. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else? Thank you. You're the one who's being seen as the most responsible. The one who can see things coming before they ever happen. This has been tested time and time and time again. And you know what? Every single time that something that you say materializes, someone feels like they are just in awe. It's like they believe it, but they still can't believe it. Like, they've seen it. But before, they used to just say it was coincidence. They don't say that anymore. Now when somebody asks them, they tell them the truth. That's God. This is why you're so protective of your energy. Before you make a decision, you look at the pros, you look at the cons, you map out where you're going to go. And this is why this is why you're happy. Because you've seen it before it ever happened. You were there before you ever arrived. You even told other people about actions they didn't want to take, how you could see them making a move that they couldn't take back, or you've even given somebody else advice. But those people that you gave that advice to, they never listened. They didn't think that you knew what you was talking about. Hi, Shakur, how are you? Shakur, Navarita, how are you? Yeah, whenever you gave somebody advice, they didn't listen. And you always stood 10 toes down for yourself. You always remained independent of thought and action. You were always able to take care of yourself and defend yourself when you need it. This is why somebody's made a decision that benefits you. because of your compassion, and because of the ability that you are not afraid to work on yourself and to work on situations. The fact that your heart is into it. You know how you don't listen to gossip, you don't even entertain gossip, you stop gossip at the door. And how you know to get out of or diffuse any magic sent your way. More importantly, how you connect with the Most High and one of the most strongest warriors. God don't play about you. You even broke a generational curse. You even broke a generational curse. And this is why people are envious of you. But at the same time, they celebrate you. Like I said, this is somebody who didn't see you. But now, as things are playing out and the universe is balancing itself, and you're the one that's left standing, and someone else, whoever else is left getting their karma, this person sees you as the true gift, as that shining star, as the only one that can be trusted, because they know that somebody else has allowed themselves to be pushed and pulled and bullied by the devil. This is somebody that they now consider a fool. Somebody that they feel has squandered whatever opportunities they were given because they didn't know how to say no, because they didn't know how to defend themselves, because they wouldn't stop whatever it was, because they made bad decisions. They invested in the wrong thing, the wrong team, the wrong people. What's the message, Spirit? Okay. Yeah, expect somebody to send you a message about this group that they are no longer working with because now they see the light. And this person wants to ask your forgiveness and let you know that, it's like they want to ask your forgiveness because they know how blessed you are, how abundant that you are about to be. Somebody may be wanting to marry you too. And I feel like this is going to be a shock to you, a big shock, especially for somebody, who is normally, more in their head than in their heart, to be in their heart. But this person is letting you know, how they felt for a long time, things that they just held back from talking about. But I feel like this person felt like you were single and you were just getting around and you was living this wild life. You was doing this, you was doing that. Yeah, where did they get that idea from? They don't know how old we are on this channel. We ain't trying to do nothing. Hell, it's 7:45 and I'm thinking it's kind of late. Yeah, somebody, it's almost like somebody, that's why they hesitated, because they weren't sure about you. They should have just asked. You ain't got to guess. All you got to do is just ask a question. That's people's problem. They don't ever ask. Page of Pentacles. Somebody bringing you something? I feel like somebody wants to bring you something. I feel like somebody wants to bring you something that's going to let y'all be at peace. You know, because this may be the person who has to let go of what or who is toxic to them. Yeah, it's almost like somebody, they were shocked at the power of prayer. This is somebody who was like, damn, you was always talking about the power of prayer. That shit worked. This is somebody who is in shock and awe. But you know what? They're finding out too. That's their only option. That is their only option because right now this is where they're at. So their only option is to pray, is to let go of toxic shit, is to let go of toxic people. And they know that. They know that to be the truth. Something about something that you said stuck with them. So you said something to them about a relationship, about their relationship that has stuck with them. They can't get this out of their mind. And you were so on point. And it had to do with this. Could have been something as simple as 2's company, 3's a crowd. And I feel like, yes, whatever, this person can't get it out of their mind. Like they're sitting here thinking about, you know, they had something so close, but instead of them listening to the advice that you gave, they discounted it. And it's almost like this is something that keeps happening to them time and time and time again because they had to realize they had somebody in their life that was fucking it up for them. Somebody that kept burning the whole thing down to the ground. Somebody finally woke up. They finally woke up. Somebody finally woke up. They realize now you can't have what you want until you get rid of what you don't want. They finally had to decide what it truly was they didn't want. They no longer wanted to be at war. Let me turn this fan on because I no longer want to be hot. Somebody no longer wanted to be at war. They no longer wanted to be where they felt like they were in battle, they were fighting. This is somebody who decided they needed to use their intuition, especially whenever it came to, I feel like this is somebody who felt like they needed to get some type of assistance, some type of help, you know, because I feel like they were going through this mental struggle. Maybe somebody needed to get some type of psychological help, some type of mental counseling, something. Because they know that this relationship that y'all have is more than just special. And this person can't get over this day. This person can't stop thinking about what you said. And they realize now that this was a message from God. And you are a messenger from God. And now this person is realizing, they're finally realizing it's these types of actions that's messing them up, that's keeping them stuck. What's the message, Spirit? Mm-hmm. I feel like this person is learning how to pray. You know, not just learning how to pray, but they're watching you. You know, it's almost like maybe you have a channel or a platform or something like that where you say, you know, the daily prayer, or you talk about, you know, godly things. You mention the books of the Bible, and maybe somebody actually looks them up. You know, they get their Bible out, they look them up, or they look it up on their phone or something. And they think about that. I feel like that's helping someone to mature. It's helping them to expand their mind. This is like something that's helping them to understand about these secrets. You know, like I said, they're looking at how you broke a generational curse, and they're seeing now it's like some type of secret that was over their lineage. And how they're going to have to break that, how it's up to them to be able to change, you know, these curses from this witch or this stronghold that they feel like this person has over them. It's time for them to have a whole death and rebirth. Get rid of what you don't want so you can get what you do want. What's the message, Spirit? Oh, I gotta sneeze up. Excuse me. Yeah, somebody, this is karma. Karma is definitely coming back on them because of things from the past. They don't have any choice but to deal with this. Somebody is receiving karma right now, whereas they're watching you receive dharma. They're watching you be blessed. They're watching you claim your seat at the throne. Hey, original. Thank you. And they're amazed this entire time. It's like you refuse to fight. You refuse to fight. You just went off somewhere. You healed yourself. You put yourself in your protective bubble, and you did whatever it was that you needed to do. Whereas this person, they kept on, and now they are in regret of who they chose to hang with, of who they chose to listen to. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thank you, J. Mike. Thank you, Shaylin. I may have to go to bed after this, y'all. Make sure I'm not catching a COLD. I haven't had one of those in years. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, somebody feels like it's time for them to change their life around after such a long time. They feel like it's time for them to make a change after such a long time. I feel like this person now is, like I said, they're waking up. They're realizing what it was that made somebody walk away. What they've done to break somebody's heart, so, and whereas that person felt like there was no other option except to walk away. Somebody is waking up. They're realizing what they need to do to heal and to surrender whatever this is. Somebody's waking up that it's time for them to put an end to who or what, whether if it's, even if it was a toxic behavior towards other people, it's somebody, they're realizing it's time for them just to stop. What else, Spirit? Yeah. They are having an epiphany, a wake-up call, a realization about what it is that they truly want and about where it is that they've been and why. Someone has a wish to come back to you. This might be somebody that has to go to jail or they're in spiritual jail. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I heard somebody wants you to pay some bail bond money. Mm-hmm. And they know that because they're gonna come and they're gonna ask you because they feel like you got the money. Because somebody they got themselves in some problem and some trouble that they don't know how to get out of, listening to the wrong people, doing the wrong shit, and then somebody got caught. It's like they had used your name. They had used your name, thinking that was going to get them out of this. Like somebody got caught and they've been put in spiritual jail, and they used your name. They was like, hey, one of my best friends is behaving goals. Behaving goals got a seat on the throne. Yeah, got a high position too. Thinking that if they said that to that judge and the spiritual judge would have leniency. But the spiritual judge said, well, tell behaving goals we said hello. And still gave that person the time that they deserve. Now this person is realizing that wasn't such a wise move. They can't buy themselves out of jail. Now they understand that was not such a good move. Trying to bribe a judge. What's the message? Yeah, somebody was trying to bribe somebody. I know so-and-so. Me and J Mike, we just like this. They're like, oh, really? Does J Mike know you in here? Because if J Mike knew you was in there, J Mike would be like, no, we ain't that close. I seen him around town, but we ain't tighter than tight. No. Mm-mm. Yeah. What's the message? Mm-hmm. Somebody's making a wish. They are making a wish. And they hope that somehow like that communication comes to you. But you know what, it's like this person is going through a lot of mental anguish right here. A lot of mental anguish. These are all swords. The Knight of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Somebody's hoping that you don't find out some information or some lies or some secrets that they divulged about you, because they don't want that to sway your opinion, or for you to say, wait, what? I didn't know about. They don't want you to find out about some information, but it's going to come out. This is why this person is stressing now. It's coming out. Trust and believe. If they've had time to play with the devil was like, sign this little contract, because when you try to leave me, I'm going to let it be known. Somebody is just finally really doing their homework on this coven, on this group, on this family. Somebody's finally just doing their homework to find out, like I said, somebody had a generational curse. Some family had a generational curse that somebody didn't realize. And now they're finding this out after you've walked away. You know, especially since this person was then afflicted, was then the cast out, the emotional garbage can. That's whenever they realize this was a generational curse. They realize they have to get rid of what they do not want so that they can get what they want. What's the message? Hey, Roland. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, something about these secrets. Somebody betrayed you. Told your secrets to this warlock. And this warlock, that's why this warlock was, I feel like, having this person do all this stupid shit. Like this warlock felt like they knew how to attack you. But they had a rude awakening. They had a rude awakening. You saw them coming before they even got on the damn street. You know? Now this person is realizing what they've done. And the gossip, the slander, the lies, the made up bullshit. Now they are realizing they was playing the short game, not the long game. They was thinking short term, not long term. They was just looking at that one day. They wasn't looking at 10 years from now. You know, they was thinking about what it was because they was 25. They wasn't thinking about whenever they turned 45 or 55 or 65 or even 75. They thought about what they could get then and now, not what God was going to give them for doing whatever they did. Yeah. So now somebody realized how you are going to be blessed, why you get your gifts, why you reclaimed your inheritance. You reclaimed your inheritance. Now somebody's realizing what it was that you was doing, and why you're so happy, how you can be so free. How you can be so free and somebody's still trying to figure it out. They all in their feelings trying to figure it out. It's because they're not using their intuition. They're not acting like they're courageous. They're not listening to the downloads from God. Their third eye is not open. That's why they're not receiving these blessings. This person is still stuck, still thinking about them secrets, still thinking about how they got themselves caught up, still thinking about these lies, still thinking about, oh my God, now I understand that these were secret enemies that was coming against the collective. Now it's like somebody is really waking up and they know this is why you've been working so hard on yourself and what they have to do. I feel like this person wants to plan on traveling to see you, to talk to you, because they want to ask, what it was that you did to get victory, how you was able to fight off and defend yourself against the devil. Because this person feels like they want, to have that same dream, that same ability. That's what they want to do. How can they fight off these attacks? They want to know what you did to protect yourself. What you did to work on yourself. I kind of feel like this person wants the information for themselves, but at the same time, almost like that person wants that information to try and get at you. To try and like get at you, or I feel like this person, they've been watching how abundant you are, how you always, everything that you work on, everything that you touch like turns to gold. Everything that you work on seems to work, whatever it is that you're doing. And this person, like, they're feeling some sort of way, especially after you walked away. But it's almost kind of like this person, they just want to try and suck you in, have you come back so they can suck you in, so they can do you in. This is why I feel like Spirit wants you to cut the cord to whether this is a toxic person, a toxic group, a toxic thought, something toxic that you do, an action, whatever, so that you can finally cut that cord and go on about your business. Ascend already. Because it's almost like somebody wants to come back. They want to find, they see what they see. That part is true. They know who they're working with. They know that this group is toxic and everything. But they want to be healed enough not to completely commit to you. They want to be healed enough so that they can live without you. And so that's their plan on is, okay, well, I'm going to come in. I'm going to let collective know it's me and you. We're going to work together. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Then collective tells me all their secrets. I learned to heal myself. I learned to do this. I learned to do that. And then I can just say, all right, collective, I'm done with you now. Be gone. I'm no longer going to be with you. And collective's heart is broken and they got to start all over. And I can continue to keep on going because now I know what to do. It's still not going to work. That person's still not going to get it. Because they still don't get it. They're still working short term, not long term. They still are missing the whole point. God don't bless no mess. Okay, Hypsee, thank you so very much. God don't bless no mess. So even if this was your master plan and collective helped you to get where you needed to be, how do you think that you're going to keep that? Hi, Deja. Hey, Deja Diaries. How are you? Bottom of the deck. Yeah, somebody not thinking all the way through. They're not seeing every angle. They're just seeing where they're only thinking about a certain thing. About what they can do to have you put your defenses down. Once they get really good and close to you, then they'll leave you again, and they're imagining what you're going to do. But see, like I said, this this person still is being a fool. They still refuse to see that what comes around is going to come right back around to them. If you, the whole thing is not to, I threw the arrow came back and hit me in the back. Ouch. So I took the arrow out. And then I'm going to throw the arrow again, thinking, well, that's what you get. Only to find out because I threw the arrow again, it's still going to come back and get me. Thank you, Diaries. Thank you. You know, it's like, just like the boomerang. You throwing that boomerang out and you throwing it hard. You like, now I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go off on you like that. Boom. Ah. You're like, damn it. I threw that boomerang at you. Let me do it again. Ah. And they keep knocking you upside your head. Somebody's not getting it. They still acting like a fool when it comes to you. They got to be slow. See, what it is they're afraid to really let go. They're afraid that you really are who you say you are when you say you are an earth angel. They're afraid that you really are. And they're not so much that you are, they're afraid and they're upset because they're not. They're afraid and upset because people celebrate your gift, what you have, what you do, because people are paying attention to you. That's why they're upset. Not so much because you have it, but because they don't. But because they'll never be able to pull one over on you. Do a confirmation, to do a 1-2, 1-2, slick move. That's not how it goes anyway. That's not how it's supposed to go. That's not how the Most High wants it to go. God wants you to act like you got some damn sense. That's what God's saying. Act like you got a fucking brain. Act like you know what time it is. And if you don't, fake it till you make it. Stop being out here trying to hurt people. Somebody's so trying so hard to be like you, to have what you have, to act like you, but they don't even. How can they act like you? They can't even act like themselves. They cannot even act like themselves. And what they hope is that they can get people not to see you as the empress that you are. That's their whole thing. Is to cut you away from your title. Like, how? It's not like your title is CEO and the board of directors vote you out. Then your title is unemployed. Okay, that's at work. But in spiritual, at home, how? Somebody, it's almost like somebody decided that they didn't want to, they act like they couldn't see the road you was on, the trip you were on, how the chariot was moving you forward. They act like they couldn't see that. They act like they didn't know what was going on. Yeah, they was too busy living in the shadows. Too busy acting like they was going to overpower you. But you know what? They had to find out the wrong way. God was stronger. The Most High was stronger. And now this person is realizing, seeing that they're the only ones that's having the hardship, not you. Because you discerned everything that they were saying. Whether it was bullshit, whether it was bull caca, whether it was bull stinky, whether it was bull doo-doo, you heard it because it was all the same. Now somebody wants you to show them compassion. Share your gifts. Show them how to do what you do. They feel like, they can be smart enough, courageous enough, slick wick enough, just to learn what you got to tell them, to show them so they can do what you do, and then they're going their plan is to go on, be on their own, and do. Now that I got all your secrets, don't nobody need you now. That's what they think. That's what they think. But they just as poor as they want to be because they ain't getting paid to think. Just like the rest of us, we ain't getting paid to think. I mean, maybe at work at that 9 to 5. Other than that, ain't nowhere else paying us to think. They ain't asking us to sit at the round table. We just want to hear what you think. That shit ain't happening. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah, somebody, they feel like they are going to be able to trick you. This is a witch. A witch is here to try, that was the one that was sitting here bringing conflict to you and to your relationships. This could have been somebody in your family, somebody that you don't talk to, because you knew which way they was coming, and you knew what the fuck they was trying to do. You already knew. You had already went within. You already started defending yourself. You already stopped trying to listen to any bullshit that this person was talking about, because you see how they got somebody else all hung up. You already know about this person. They ain't got to show you twice. You saw it right the first time. You took note. You said duly noted the first damn time. And that was it. You ain't being like, 10 years later, oh, you know what? Well, maybe they're different. Nope. When you said I'm cutting this shit out, you cut the shit out. You was done. You said no. You saw how somebody was trying to work against you, what they was trying to do, how they was trying to trap you up, the lies they was trying to put on you, the misconceptions. You saw that shit. You was like, no, I'm good. This is why it's time for you to finally cut them cords. Cut them cords like you mean it. Cut them cords as if them bitches is on fire. And the only way for you to save yourself is to cut the cord so you can let that fire burn. And watch it burn. What's the message? They want you to come back. Somebody wants you to come back. But the Most High said, remember, you are being tested. Told you. They want you to come back. But the Most High said, remember, you are being tested. It is time to leave this old sneaky motherfucker. They want to deceive a star. They want to deceive you. Somebody thinks that they can get this wheel of fortune. They can find out what you do to make the wheel of fortune always turn in favor for you. Somebody trying to see if they can they can pick your brain, if they can find out what you doing. You know, what is it you do? Somebody's trying to see if they can really, really, really pick your brain to find out what is really going on. Because it makes them in awe every time they see. It's like you always get your wish fulfillment. And they thought that they would, but they're not doing it. But you know the thing about you, they feel like they have to really think about this. But they got to tiptoe in quietly. in quietly, because they don't want you to be able to call judgment and shit come back on them. You know, it's like they don't want you to say those words, return to sender. That's why they feel like, so it's not like that they really tiptoeing. It's just that they trying to walk on eggshells with you to make sure that they don't just say the wrong thing and it'll be like, and you're like, well, excuse me, was that an eggshell? Oh no, oh fuck that. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. Yeah, they want you to not be curious as to why they want to start over with you. After all this time, after them having chance after 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 chance to apologize, to make things right. And they never did. Now, because they know that you were about to be blessed beyond measure, now they feel like this is the time. They want you just to be so happy that, oh, Timmy came back to me, y'all. Timmy, I'm so glad you're back. Timmy, are you hungry? You want me to make you something to eat, baby? Timmy, let me wash your clothes. And let me shine your shoes while I'm at it, Timmy. Timmy, no. I'll brush your teeth for you, Timmy. Hey, let me get that dirt and shit from underneath your nails, Timmy. Timmy, I just like to sing your name. Timmy. Hey, Unmet. See, they want you to be so happy that somebody's back that they don't want you to see how they really want you to feel so comfortable until they bring that real conflict your way. You tell Timmy to take his little grimy ass on out that damn door. Tell him to get on down the street, and you don't want to see him no more. What's the message? Timmy's diabolical ass. No, knowing that Timmy worked for the devil. You done seen him? Shit. Go on now. Timmy, you better get on down them damn street. What's the message, Spirit? Thought I saw one flip over. Maybe not. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Remember the past. Confirmation. Remember the past. And we ain't talking about the good times either. We talking about the shit that you had to work to get the fuck out of. Remember the past, baby. Don't get yourself caught up. Don't get yourself caught up. Don't be like, well, it wasn't that bad. No. Remember the shit when you had to make that judgment call. You know what, motherfucker? I'm tired of you. And you was doing this and you was doing... Oh, hell to the motherfucker. Nah. Remember all that shit that you found out about, not because you went searching, but because somebody wanted to throw some shit your way. And you was even shocked. Like, why would Timmy say this about me? I thought that Timmy, and you was asking Timmy, and Timmy was giving you the cold shoulder, not saying that. Remember that shit? Because Timmy thought that Timmy had an opportunity somewhere else. Remember that shit? Only for Timmy's dream to come tumbling fucking down. And Timmy found out that family life and that life that Timmy thought that he wanted, he really wasn't about that life. Remember that shit? That's what God wants you to remember. That's the part God wants you to remember. Not the good old times whenever Timmy would be like, come on, let's go get some ice cream. But you get all the way to McDonald's to find out that damn nasty-ass ice cream machine ain't working because there's probably too many roaches up in that motherfucker anyway for that ice cream to even come out right the right way and not all clumped up. And instead of you going to Baskin Robbins, which is just down the street, around the corner, maybe a little bit more expensive, Timmy said, no, get your ass in the car. You didn't need no ice cream anyway. You were starting to get big anyway. What's this? What's this shit at the bottom of your chin? A turkey neck? You know the muscle ain't supposed to be down here. It's supposed to be on top. Remember that shit, Spirit said. Don't remember just the good times. Remember all the times. All the times. Yeah. Because see, Timmy just wanted to explore this money of yours. They ain't trying to explore being together with you. Doing the Sister Sledge song, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. That's not what Timmy trying to do. Timmy ain't even trying to do the rap Dear Mama by Tupac. Timmy ain't trying to do none of that. Timmy just really want that money. That's it. That's it. Spirit said, guard yourself. Remember who you are. Remember what I've done. You already see the light. I'm already giving you what you want. Everything is already turning around in your favor. Your prayers have been answered. Timmy and Spirit said, don't go back to that bullshit. Don't think that somebody's changed. Don't fool yourself into thinking somebody has changed. Nope. It's time for you to cut the cord, to realize some people, they just can't. They can, but they won't. You know? Some people will do an action against you, you know, and they would rather die than to apologize. Somebody is so egotistical, they would rather die to apologize. They are so narcissistic. You know, but like I said, somebody is putting an end to something. And that's why you're going to get justice and you're going to get victory. That's why. That's why, and that's wild. You had to have the courage, you know, to ask answers from the Most High and accept those answers, whatever those answers were. And Spirit is telling you it's time for you to truly defend yourself, because Spirit is working on something so much better for you. So much better for you. You don't need that other bullshit in your life. Yep. Remember, you got a divine bodyguard around you. Remember, Spirit wants you to remember these words. Return to sender times 10. Damn. The Holy Spirit is in this house. Yes, it's time. Yeah. Something about somebody's realizing something that somebody said, whether you said it to them, but their word, your word is your bond. And in the end, you're the one who wins. See, you had to show somebody how ruthless you can be. To anybody that wanted to be your hater. And it wasn't that you had to even go out there and do something. It was just the fact that you didn't have to do a damn thing for them to receive karma. You didn't have to do a damn thing for them to receive their karma. They threw that boomerang, and they kept throwing that boomerang harder and harder and harder. The entire time you just sat there and watched it come up, around, and then go right back to who threw it. You watched it every single time. See, you had to find your courage. You had to find your inner strength. And so does other people. You had to catch yourself, you know. Somebody else needed to catch themselves because they find that they are spiritually unprotected. And that's a them problem, not a us problem. Yep, somebody wants to come back to you not because they feel sorry for what they've done. And the fact that they're focused on you is like because they want to see how they can really focus on you to get the power that you have so that you wouldn't be able to overpower them. That's not how it works. See, one thing about the chosen, we trust the highest white light. We trust the Most High. We trust what God has told us. And it's like we don't have a problem giving them that sweet spot gang sign. 2 and 1. 2 of these and 1 of these. We ain't got no problem doing that. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. It's time to tell somebody to go kiss your ass. Whenever you cut that cord, it's time to tell somebody to kiss your ass. What's the message? Somebody needs to read the room. Excuse me. And they need to check themselves. Anything else? Yeah, you've been dreaming of something and it's coming. You've been dreaming of something and it's coming. It's just that, like I said, everything that we do from this moment forward, it's all a test. Every day. And it's not like you need to feel any type of pressure. Oh my God, I'm being tested. No, this is just making sure that you're staying on the right path. You're living a life of righteousness, that you're doing what God wants you to do. You're not doing what your ego was telling you to do. You're not following the crowd. It's all a test. And that's what we need to remember. Anything else, Spirit? No? Yeah, you overcome a lot of obstacles. And keep going. Keep rising to the top. All right, let's swing the pendulum and see what the answer is. All right, Spirit, which way? Think of your question. Think of your question. All right, Spirit. Which way is the pendulum going to swing? Looks like it's barely going no. Now it's going in a circle. It's going in a circle. I feel like somebody is thinking about something. I feel like now they are making up their mind. It's like they're having a review of their life. There's a lot of thoughts swirling in someone's head right now. I feel like they've made a decision. And now the answer is yes. Someone was made a positive decision about their life. Almost like, somebody had to ask a question, and at first the answer was no. And then they may be asked a different question. And then that's what redirected, or maybe somebody was confused. And that confusion had to work itself out. And then they asked another question. And the answer was yes. Y'all, thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. Sincerely. I love you all. And I'm going to just create a video to upload for the members. And then I'm going to go to bed. Get my rest on so I can stay healthy. I love you all so very much. Thank you, Shaylin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, J. Mike. Thank you so much, K. Hypsee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Hey, Miss Grand Marquise, how are you? All right, y'all. I love you all. And we'll see each other on the live stream tomorrow morning. Good night.